Hey y'all.
Hi guys.
Hey yo.
We are back.
Oh Lord.
What do you
Hey
guys
everybody.
think?
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here to show our proof of most of everything that God said last week. And so, screenshots and all, we're going to prove them.
We
Yeah, um,
yeah. I don't make claims
it's
without receipts, so I'm here.
it's just it. There's someone out there making all these wild accusations, and they never show a screenshot one word they said. So we're not like that.
The stuff that got said on the last stream that reminds me, just because you just said it, um, a lot of the viewers on that channel don't seem to care or ask for the proof. And so I feel that that's very important. And I don't know who the claim is about, a doxer or a liar, but typically I like to have actual proof of somebody being either of those two things because I mean, that's kind of defamatory. I think people should start learning from Katie and what she's going through.
I agree. You know, I don't know who's supposed to be a doxer out of all of us. None of us are, you know, 2 inches tall and low to the ground with a big long brown nose if he means dog or what he means, but I haven't seen you dox anyone. I haven't doxed anyone. There's no proof of either one of us doxing anyone. Accusations have been made, but nobody in this chat's doxed anyone. And
Nope.
um,
No, we're
It's an
definitely
amazing claim to make when we're mad because somebody got doxxed. That's why we left, and a multitude of other reasons. But now that claim is being made against us. I've seen him do this about probably literally 25 other times. I can name to you 10 times at least he said he's been doxxed. Every creator that he works with that he doesn't want his audience to listen to them anymore, he says they doxed him or they tried to dox him. And I know from experience, you don't even look. I didn't even want to hear it. It would disgust me to think about it. So I wouldn't listen. And here we are. Now, now it's us.
absolutely. Well, it's a hell of a claim to make about somebody, and in any community, um, that's not the person you want in it. The person that's
Yep.
going to get mad, turn around, dig through your information, put it all out there and dox you. You can't have somebody like that around because you're going to have disagreements. You're going to have heated arguments. That's why we stick to the facts, and that's why we are going to present the evidence and the receipts to back up what we said.
Well, this is why it's important, though. It's because, we feel like you can't just get on your platform just because you have a couple of hundred people watching and just say anything that you want to say, because ultimately it's defamatory. It's just not okay. So that's, I guess,
Exactly.
the ultimate
Yeah,
overall goal from this.
it's almost like, I mean, I kind of try to look at it like it's like WWE wrestling or something because it's almost so out there that it's like, whoa. It's, I mean, the stuff that he has said has been so opposite of the truth that it's like, and I told them last week or in our last stream to leave me alone, to stop lying about me. I asked them to. I had not. I mean, you've done videos, PJ Mod's done videos, I think. I mean, there's other people I've dealt with it. I never did. I had too much going on, like, and so I had to wait until I could. And um, he knows that better than anyone that I don't make a claim without proof. That's why we work together. That's why he trusted me. That's why I could take him information like I did daily, and he didn't have to back check anything. He would go live with literally what I wrote to him before he even read it. Happened many times. So he knows that. Why he thinks that I would start now, it's dumb. And the funny thing is I learned this from him, except for he's forgot how to do that because he doesn't tell the truth at all anymore. Is you make a claim. I mean, I'm really having to say this right now because I think it's something's going on. You make a claim, you allow somebody to lie about the claim, but you don't, and then you show your proof. I mean, if I say anything, I have proof for it. That's just a fact. Then he knows it, and they all know it. So the way they keep just on lying about the craziest stuff is just, it baffles me really. Like I
Well,
just can't believe it.
I agree. I agree 100%. I understand how bad of a look it is for him to actually admit and apologize to the community that he knew what Katie Joy was about and that he knew she had gone into his server and done stuff like this before. And he wants to play it off like, oh, they couldn't give us a reason. And they were in
Well,
meeting after meeting.
even
And
he could just shut up and respect that we gave him so much of our time and that we were all actually friends and just move on and not say anything. Since he's got such a big platform, he's not worried about it. That's what he could do. We wouldn't still be talking about this. I know I never would have talked about this. I don't share screenshots and DMs and things like that. And when I mean, it's I didn't want to have to share these tonight because it's not what I like to do. But I mean, I've literally told him I don't know how many times to stop lying about me and stop
he's
lying,
made
and
too
I
many
will
lies.
shut up. So, and
He's
it's just,
he's
yeah,
made
now
too many
his newest
lies.
claim tonight was that he didn't know anything personal going on in my life, that he didn't know my dad. Like, we were in a meeting hours after it happened because they came to my house and knocked on the door and told me my dad was stuck inside the building and it took 6 hours to even get him out. The company didn't even have the right stuff to put out the fire. They had to go to a company down the street and use it. Um, Complete negligence, but that's another story. Anyways, like he knew this. I was in a meeting because I didn't know what to do with myself. They came and knocked on my door and told me that. I mean, I knew he had passed away, but those were the most brutal hours of my life, and I spent it in a meeting in there. And I wasn't talking very much, but I sent Rachel because it was breaking news, and there was articles in the news about it. I sent them to Rachel, and I sent one to Nana, and they started talking about it in the voice chat. We all talked about it. Uni talked about it, and I've got messages here that we're going to show where he says he hopes I'm okay, all this stuff. So now he's claiming he doesn't know that. He just wants to act like we weren't all friends. But what about the
Yeah.
people in his Discord now? Are y'all, don't y'all think y'all are all friends? Like, so his claim that we weren't all friends now it's just totally different because y'all are there? No, I don't believe so. Um,
Well,
I'm gonna
exactly.
start the screen share.
Yeah. He's also claiming, he didn't know, doesn't know everything about our personal lives. Well, nobody knows everything about everyone's personal life, but he did know your situation, and we have those screenshots. He knew my situation, and we have that screenshot. And to claim now that, he was ignorant of it, it's no, dude. You wanted the receipts. You're gonna get the receipts.
oh, and I just wanted to say this real quick. I've seen a few streams while preparing for this one because I didn't pay attention to this when he was doing it. Um, he's actually alluded to me blocking people on some rogue mod thing that he says that happened. Um, I was like at my dad's funeral that day. I don't believe I was at all worried about his stupid ass Katie Rock Discord or whatever they were doing. I did not care at that point. They had already fallen out. She already docked someone in his server. I was just disgusted with him and I was going through something and needed to be around people that I thought were my friends. I just want to make this very clear. We are not privileged for you to come in the Discord and talk to us. We are not privileged. You're privileged for us to be in that Discord, especially me. You said you could be spending your time on your content. What are you talking about, dude? You get your content from your Discord. From people like me. That's why it fucking sucks now because you don't have anybody in there that's doing all your work for you and bringing it to you. They all like drama channels and that's what you've turned into and it's pretty sad. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Well, no, it's not. You're privileged for us to be in there. Like seriously, that's what I think. Like he makes content. Content equals money, and like most of us were a paying member, and he keeps saying like he's delusional, like he's Britney Spears, like, and then he'll say, then he'll say one in one sentence, like he talks in such circles, and he's like, I don't spend much time in my Discord. I might go in there and say, hey, literally, this is on
He's
the
in there
stream.
24/7, yeah.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
is on the stream titled Emotional Manipulation at its Finest. He did this the day I left the server when I tweeted about being there for that long and 11 days after my dad died. They took my mod status and admin status. And the thing is, it's not that they took it, it's that they took it and didn't say a word to me. And I sat there for a week and nobody said a word. And here I am, all my friends are gone or they left. Like literally, all these people are gone. And I'm in there and can only speak in the general room. I can't even speak in the mod room after all this time. So, um, anyways, he titled his stream Emotional Manipulation, where he talks in circles so many times. I don't think he ever comes to a point. I mean, he's like, he cannot come to a point at all. It's sad, but he says all that stuff that we're just so privileged to be able to work with him as a creator that he takes time out from making content in his days to go in there and say hey, and then he says that he doesn't spend very much time in there, and then he turns around and talks about how much he's talking to people in there and what we did together in there, and it's like, which is it,
Mhm.
dude? Did you not spend much time in there, or did you spend a lot of time in there?
You
I
have to
mean,
go watch the stream from yesterday to find that answer.
oh Lord. And last night, he went live and literally said the way to be a YouTuber, the way to YouTube is not to cover stories that drag on, that you have to update every day. It's to do a video because the community, the stories he's covered, the community wanted him to go into them because they just wanted the facts from an unbiased standpoint. That's what the community wanted. They know he gets to the facts unbiasedly. That's what he literally said. That, yeah.
What a laugh.
And he said that he doesn't follow them daily, things that you can just put in one sum up video. Like you hadn't summed something up in a, I don't think you ever have. You're still talking about everything. I mean, and so he
For how many
streams
yeah,
every night about the same things.
well,
He's like,
he
don't get an oversaturated topic and da da da. And it's like, oh my God, you're looking in the mirror and talking to yourself. Sorry, I'll hush.
well, no, you're good. To your point, he went on for months and months and months about the non sequitur case. Even when there was no updates, there was nothing else to say about it. There was nothing released from the court. There was nothing new. He'd stream over and over and over about it. He wasn't updating anyone any information. It was the same thing rehashed. And for him to say that, you know, it's ridiculous. Some people, their ride or dies for them. If they want to believe that, that's great. More power to them. But the rest of us that, you know, watch
Have a
those chats,
brain.
have a brain and seen people typing in his chat, dude, not this again. They just get ignored. And a lot of people just tuned out. So you don't see it as much because they left. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'd just like to know when's the last time he showed any kind of proof of anything on a stream. Anybody know? I mean, really, he
Um,
doesn't show screenshots. He just talks and plays games like a child. And
I'm well, the last thing he showed proof of was Katie dropping that link that he blurred.
oh
Um,
yeah,
but the thing about that is nobody knew what that website was. Nobody
yeah.
knew until he said what that he had to go out and say, and I'm not going to say the name of it, but he did.
yeah, he
And
did.
until he said the name of that website, all we knew was Katie come in and dropped information that had to be deleted. But after he said the name of the website that she dropped, everybody looked it up that wanted to
Yeah.
see. And if her docs wasn't bad enough before that in a private server,
You're
when he went on
robot
YouTube
and
and
mod.
said, yeah, he went, I am.
Yeah,
Um,
girl, you're clear now. Sorry.
when he went on YouTube and said the name of that website, it wasn't just in private server anymore. Now he's gone on YouTube, said the name of the website, and made that docs 10 times worse. He was absolutely no help to that situation. Not to mention, he could have not had that situation had he dealt with Katie breaking
Right.
his own
And his
Discord.
analogy of how had we brought him information on Katie possibly being a murderer and then she really hadn't murdered anybody at that point, and then she ends up going out and murdering somebody and he's got a valid reason to kick her, then hello dude, you could have prevented a murder.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
2 days ago, it's a subtitled "What I Do Here on YouTube" or something. If you did it that good, you wouldn't have to tell people, dude.
Yeah.
He
That's
says
the truth.
that damn it, that just made me lose. He goes into what he does about big edited videos, and I just lost what I was going to say about this thing, but it was something important. Oh, he said in that video, he's like, "You don't think that I knew Katie was terrible and mean and like evil to people the whole time? I did. You don't think that I knew that she dug too deep on people and probably could get sued and get in trouble? I did, but I had to be close to it to document the story." Um, I'm sorry, that's not how. So documentaries, that's how they work. Is somebody has to be up somebody's ass so far that they can't see the. I mean,
Yep.
to be able to get both sides. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense.
It's like that stupid. Wasn't there a stupid Charlie Sheen movie where he became a biker and got into the biker gang to do like some undercover police work? He thinks he's that dude now. It's like, right,
Yeah.
dude. Okay, let me
All right,
see
I'm
that.
gonna start screen sharing for real this time. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. Do it. I mean, he just lied
So,
so much. It's so much I could say. It's just like. And then I got another message tonight telling me that I needed to take care of myself, not and to grieve, not worry about YouTube crap. Okay. Let me make this very clear. I have not dealt with this shit since March because I've been taking care of myself and not worrying about this shit. I'm not worried now. I'm just making here to make sure that people know the truth about Unirock because he weasels his way out of this stuff and jumps from community to infiltrate, to cause division and be polarized so people fight back and forth and run back to another chat, to the other chat, to the other chat. Because even though if it's two people fighting, they're both getting views. I'm here to let everybody know that. I just want him to know that
yeah.
and all the people that are messaging me worrying about that. And if you're that worried about it, you should have said something when you heard him lying about me. All of you, because you all did it. I haven't been in Discord in a year. Like, that makes y'all all look so dumb. I mean, and Nana calling me a hater and a liar. Then they say I have an agenda. I have no agenda. The truth is the truth, and y'all just can't stand it. So shut up and stop
Right.
talking
What
about
is
me.
that agenda? That's what I
Yeah,
want to know. Like, why
I
would
would
we
love
all
to
sit
know.
here and lie?
Well,
Yep.
and I can relate to that because um, he went out and told people I was making death threats and told the Discord server that he was dealing with threats of me and another member coming to beat him up. Didn't
Yeah,
show
we're
any
gonna
proof.
look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't show any proof. Didn't didn't have any screenshots of it, but he claimed it. And then he says, we're bringing it up now for no reason. No, we're bringing it up now because A, it's bullshit, and B, these people that are DMing you, where were they then? Our alleged friends. They just kept their mouth shut and, oh yeah, I did that, sure. No, I didn't. And now you want to DM Hannah? No, sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, can you guys see what I'm looking at? This is where we're gonna start with the Bite Me Now situation.
Yes, we can see.
So, since our last stream, we've actually discovered, well, we've been known it, but there's the screenshot following this one where it shows Katie in the Discord and she actually says the person's name. And so technically that is a dox.
In the general room too. Wasn't in the mad room, and it wasn't um Brit C's name. It was Bite Me Now's full legal name that to this day I don't even know because I've never looked.
I'm sorry this is so pixelated. Hopefully people can see this okay. I'm trying to blow it up some, but
The people in this picture aren't Bite Me Now. The people in that picture are three people from a Discord group that she says are. So she actually doxed four people here. That's why I blocked it out because she thinks that Bite Me Now is one of the people in these pictures, and she's not. And instead of us really realizing this, we were trying so hard to prove that she wasn't the admin of this Discord because at first she was Brit C, Then days later, once we figure that out, she comes up with this shit. Now she's the admin of her Discord group. Was she your
well, can
mod or
we
is she the admin
discuss?
of that?
Unirock goes to tell his side of the story of Bite Me Now bothering Kate. I think a lot of times when Unirock tells his side of the story, he mixes stories together because what I determined from his version was that he mixed a little bit of the story of where Diligent was asking Katie questions in a DM, but he says Bite Me Now was spam chatting Katie trying to get her attention, and Katie had just gotten through with her troll haterade parade that she wasn't interested in speaking to anybody, so she called her out for being a troll. And that's not what we saw, and so that's why me personally, that's why I felt the need to speak out, because I went out of my way to even make an extra account to go validate the claim that she was or was not in Demi server, and she was not. So I'm here like screaming with my evidence proof of like, look, this girl's not even in this server, and he just didn't even he says that I brought him all this information that was invalid or dumb or whatever he calls it, but I don't even think he even looked at any of it.
Hey, PJ, show the one before this because I want to point this out. Because I
Okay.
put these on Twitter earlier, and I forget that there's people on YouTube, but there's obviously people that haven't seen it. Um, the one where she asked her name. See, Katie's talking to Rachel right here. Rachel sees all this,
Sorry.
but doesn't even say a word about it. But the next morning tells us that we should never ask for private information.
Exactly.
They're
Right at the
talking
bottom, she
about what
says,
Rachel was making for dinner.
yeah. And without a crystal ball, came in and asked what said that I heard you were bite me now. I heard you're Brittany C. And she says, no, I'm not. Um, I, somebody else started that rumor. How can I show? I'll go into voice. And she says, well, I wouldn't know her voice. Well, Brittany Campbell was her moderator at one time, or like a YouTube had a channel or something. I don't know her at all. So she goes in there and she gave her name. And then when she gave her name, she actually sent PJ her name, her whole full name, first,
She
middle,
did.
and last.
Yep.
Yes.
And at
So
and
you
while
can't see
she
it clearly.
and right after she did that, she went on Twitter and said, "Does anyone know who Bite Me Now is?" Hoping somebody would DM her or respond with Bite Me Now's name to
After
back
the
up.
lady just got done telling her what her full name
Right.
was, and she
Right.
didn't have to do that. I feel like she felt intimidated. I kind of watched a
Well,
little
she
bit
was
of
a
the end
paying
of the
member
interaction. She
and a
was. She was a
Patreon and
yes,
used to give PayPal streams in the middle, PayPal donations in the middle of his middle of the night streams.
Yep.
yes, she was.
He denied
And
that
okay, so
too.
Rachel said, "Oh my God, 20 minutes total. This will take forever to render." And without a crystal ball says, "What are you making, Rach?" Bite Me Now says, "I am not. We can go in voice if you want to hear me." She asked. This is when she had accused her of being someone else. And there's a little bit more talking. And without a crystal ball says, "I don't know Brittany's voice, but several people have
It
told me
was
it's her
her
Saga
mod
account."
though. Brittany C was her mod, I
Yeah.
thought. So she
She
doesn't.
was.
Yeah, so I mean that's so she said Lauren started that rumor a long time ago. It really makes me angry. I don't know who else to prove to you who I am besides voice. And without a crystal ball says, "Will you tell me your name?"
Right there.
And
Right
yeah,
there, that is not allowed. You know,
and
doesn't
Rachel,
matter.
if you look, it says Unirach is typing. She never responded to that. She just kept talking to Katie about what they were cooking for dinner on a video rendering.
Right there, asking the name or even accepting, like, hey, I'll give you my name. She should have said no. There, that right there, whether it wants to be classified a dox or whatever, it was one of Uni's own Discord rule violations. That's something you can't do. But because Katie was a creator and he thought she was going places or whatever he thought, um, it just got brushed off. And it really it made Bite Me Now feel really like nothing. Like here I am, I'm a member, I'm a Patreon, but because Katie can get away with doing this to me though. I don't. It's just
Yeah, and
not how
then
you
we all
treat
went into
people.
a meeting, and Bite Me Now was just sitting there, out there, just sitting without anybody talking to her. And Uni's telling everybody that she's a spy. I mean, all this stuff. Well, we'll keep going. So, um,
All right, next one.
If you want to scroll to the bottom, is where the screenshots of that Discord that day is. You might as well just do those first, because here's Mod told do the other one, the Rachel one first. Maud asked Rachel about showing private information and sharing private information. Said it was wrong that this had just happened. Yeah, because accusing someone of being a troll and then asking them to prove they are not by revealing their info is a real something. Enter any name here. Move. And Rachel says, "I'll let everyone know if anyone asks you for any of your personal info to come let me or Uni know directly that they are asked. That's a big no-no in our server. We care about everyone's safety. Asking for their YouTube handle is one thing, but asking for a real name is totally different. All mods are instructed to not ask those personal questions. So everyone should know if someone's asking, it has nothing to do with Unirock or myself. Tags moderate extremists and says I agree with you." And then
Yeah.
10 minutes later, literally 10 minutes, that was at 9:48 a.m. and at 9:57 a.m. Unirock tagged the moderators in the mod room. Rachel had said that in the general chat and said, "I've known Bite Me Now was a Demi spy since she joined. I bring up Demi because Bite Me Now is around. She is who you think she is and trolling. I thought it was obvious that I knew that. I am happy without a crystal ball called her out." She tagged him. Or he tagged her. "Hopefully she leaves if she's going to sit in here and listen and then take what we say out of here, as opposed to Demi apologizing or at least explaining herself and rejoining. Just making sure everyone's on the same page. But now that I've typed it in here, obviously I'm going to have to stop reverse Demi trolling operations." And obviously that last line was a joke.
What does that even mean?
It was so stupid. Do you have
Yeah,
my response?
because Demi didn't give two shits
And
about him. He just,
yeah.
I mean, and Uni says she is who you thought she was. So if that's who she was, then like a few days later, when Katie put her whole name in there, she's saying she was the head of her troll group on Facebook. Is she a demi spy or is she running your Facebook group? That makes no sense. I mean, Lord. And
I don't think.
so
Yeah.
that day I had some mods come to me, like a couple different ones, and they asked me would I talk to Uni because it had just got. So I'm the one that brought all this to him that night, but I said in the mod room later that I said, "Yep," and Rach said that was not allowed ever in general, and 10 minutes later, Uni said otherwise in the mod room. "I'm not trying to be difficult, I'm just calling it like I see it, and that's why we're asking questions." So that led to
Well,
the meeting. Well, y'all talk. God, I'm just asking like I'm talking.
I'm looking. I'm gonna dig out the screenshot because I responded to that and told him, dude, that's bullshit. That's not how
Yeah,
we
Mod
do
said if
things
that's how
here.
you do things around here, then you've got it somewhere. Mod says if that's how y'all do things around here, then I want no part of it or something. I mean,
Yeah.
we were pissed, and then when we went into our voice chat meeting with him, he acted like we were just crazy. I mean, that is it. Literally was it just kept adding up. Then she says no, we can't do that, and then 10 minutes later, Uni's in here saying yes and acting like it's a joke and trolling. When we're the moderators, we're the ones in chat. We know who's there. Bite Me Now was literally a Uni supporter. I did not know her. I had never talked to her in the Discord or anything, and I was just standing up for what I knew was right. I mean, it was just, I mean, knew to be true that she was not a. I was in Demi's server and I screenshotted all of the people in Demi's server and nobody, she was not in there at all. And this is what we sat there and tried to convince him of. And this is where he said it's not, she didn't mean her name, um,
Yeah.
like all of that stuff. I mean, and then she goes in there and says her name after Darlene. I mean, after uh where I don't know. After that she had left, she went in there and said her name, and then saying she's some Harlequin, Darlene. I don't know all this stuff on Facebook. So here we go trying to prove that that's not who she is, and it's like we're on a wild goose chase, not even realizing what she had just done. I mean,
A lot of times,
Lord,
I think that's the purpose is like severe mass disinformation to make you go into a crazy circle around yourself and not really pay attention to what's really going on. Call me
yeah.
crazy, but that's so. Am I
Well, she
going?
was.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was gonna ask. about the
Because
next.
I had totally just blocked all that out that we even did that part with the face, but I forgot she even did that part of it. I mean, it was a whole nother argument. That's what some of the meetings were about, too, of course. I mean, meetings about meetings about meetings about meetings.
Yeah, and we don't ever deny that. He wants to bring that up a lot, like the server was great and how we don't ever discuss how great it was and all the meetings that we had and how present he was and how privileged we were to be there. I'm being sarcastic if you didn't notice.
Noticed.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out. Alright, all of that got shared. Now, the message that you, Hannah, sent to Nana, that's what I
Oh,
had
yeah.
next.
This is the message that I read part of on last stream. But Nana wasn't there that day. And the hierarchy of the server, which they refer to it as, is Kristen and then Nana. And then on March, or in March sometime, I think it was the 17th, is when Uni made me an admin. Glow was an admin too for years, but he didn't deal with stuff like that. But it's supposed to be Kristen, Nana, Michelle, and me. So I had was telling Nana what happened at the meeting about all this when everything had kind of blown up and Uni stomped out and left all his own meeting and all that stuff about him. The voice meeting we had later. This is me telling her about that. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, alright. And I said, an FYI, the problem yesterday, Uni spent an hour telling me, Michelle, Glow, and Dead GPK in the admin room that 2 days ago that he was not kicking KJ, that it was bad for his business, which I totally get, but all he had to do was say that. If you remember correctly, the last time this happened a few weeks ago, he told everyone just to play nice and ignore her until the Truth of Non-Sec vid came out. That came out last week. He told us every time she mentioned his name that it was helping to erase the damage that Steve did to his channel. And he gets 100, 200 subs the first time, every time she mentions him, he gets 100, 200 subs. And then the first time she shouted him out, he gained 2,000. This was just a few of us when he said that. And of course, I wouldn't say to anyone else that wasn't there or an admin. People did lose their temper, but I believe if you were there, you wouldn't have been happy either. He told us that it was Katie, it was the mods. It was like a slap in the face because she literally asked the girl's name in general. It was intimidating and she's a bully, but Uni tried to explain the meaning of name. He would he just kept saying that we were all crazy and wrong. And it's his channel, I get it. It's his business, but he doesn't have any real evidence that Bite Me Now was a spy. In fact, Taken, TLW, and Daffy V and a few others that joined as soon as he dropped invites are all in Demi's Discord. Someone sent me screenshots of who was in hers. Also, Bite Me Now is a mod on Princess's channel, and she gave Princess her phone number 2 months ago. So Princess looked up the number because she heard the rumor KJ was spreading that it was Brett C. So when Bite Me Now told KJ her name, and I said, that is the name that the phone number she gave Princess is registered to. I don't know, it's just a bunch of drama, and it sucks that it happened, but I wanted to clear that up. Everyone did things wrong, but to Uni, he's always right. Bite Me Now is a paying member, and the Uni I know wouldn't let this happen. Even if he did think she was a spy, he would have to have evidence. I said, I'm over it. Hell, I was the one that was calm and trying to moderate it. And she
He
said,
kept
I don't
telling
doubt I
you
would have been
guys.
upset at Uni that day. The thing is, he does have the last word.
I
But keep
I
going.
remember this, and he kept telling you guys like you lost all trust in him, like you guys had some, and I wasn't a part of that. And he keeps mentioning like I wasn't an actual mod. Okay, fine, that's fine. I wasn't as close with him as you guys
She was,
were, but
yeah,
it's
you
like
weren't
you
the,
guys.
since he's saying you're not a mod, he can't say you're the rogue mod now either, right?
Yeah,
Just saying.
he can.
Okay,
I mean,
glad we
he
canceled that
changes
one
the
out.
story. He changes the story. So at one point I wasn't, then I was again. I was kicked out of Discord, then I was invited back. Then, somehow I got three magical
Strawberry
invitations.
Harpy, stick around. The screenshots are not opinion. The screenshots are exactly what happened. I mean, don't worry, it's coming. Stick around. Anyways, keep going.
um, it's just it seems he insinuates that you guys were so close that you should have read his mind and known that he was planning on doing such and such instead of what we saw him doing, if that makes sense.
So show where this is a girl named Michelle. She was an admin. I haven't seen her there in a really long time, and she had some medical problems. So I'm not trying to release her picture and her name and stuff. But this is a message that she sent me on the 7th of March. This is the day, like right after Katie had screenshotted. I get or what did I do?
I got it. It's up now. Sorry. Hello.
I
Ah,
don't know if anybody can hear me or not.
I can hear you now. I don't know
Oh,
what
it's because my
happened.
camera's on. I didn't mean to do that. Everything dropped out.
Yeah, I noticed. But you're back now. Um,
Okay, good.
Moderate isn't though.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
still live.
jeez. Okay.
It's alright, it happens.
I'm not showing my face. Y'all don't want to see me right now.
No,
I
it's
had
alright.
corona in October. Got October 21st, and I had a fever for 18 days. I still don't have energy.
Mm.
Anyways, so what was I doing? I don't want to sit here. I
The
was
Michelle
reading.
screenshot,
Oh,
I had to go
oh
through a
yeah.
couple of
So
the
after
screenshots.
this, yeah. So Katie, the last time Katie had flipped out, and there was a big deal because there was one every few weeks. Uni had told us that that all we needed was for her to, like I said in that message, that he was kicking her out after the Truth of Non-Tech video came out. Well, that came out um on the March 19th, 3/19. Anyway, so this is on March 7th, and Katie had taken screenshots of his Discord general room and of what Ahmad said, and of what Ahmad said, and then took them and dropped them in the group chat. And then took them and dropped them in the group chat and then took them and dropped them in the
Uh-oh. Yeah, I keep losing it. I don't know what the heck. It's really frustrating. Moderate's back up
Okay,
now too.
I'm sorry. So, anyways, it was a big thing. She dropped screenshots in the live chat of his YouTube of his general Discord. I mean, it's supposed to be you're kicked out if you even delete screenshots from his Discord, but Katie, takes them and drops them in his YouTube live chat and starts a big war with his mods. And then that night, Uni was. It was a big thing going on. He got all flustered because she was in there and kept blocking people and doing all this crazy stuff. And he had told us to block any comments if they were like this, that it was in a Agrippa troll. And so people were spamming, and we blocked two people, and he yelled at me in war. And so it was, we got pissed off and left and hadn't been there in a few days. And so Michelle had messaged me and said, okay, Uni said to us last night she only needs to be here a little longer. He is going to kick her to the curb. He was stressed and apologized. Everyone talked to him about her. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
we
got
can
you got
still hear you. Sorry. I'm trying to look at the connection and the stuff on the back
Okay.
end.
To me, that seemed like a really big deal for her to do that and drop those screenshots in a live chat from his Discord. To everybody at the time, it seemed like a really big deal, except him. To him, it was like, I don't even know. I don't even know how he justified that, but he sure didn't want to hear about it when we brought it to his attention. He doesn't want to admit, you know, that we brought things to his attention, like her going in, utilizing kiwi farms to dig up dirt on people, and he just keeps saying, "Oh, I asked them and they didn't bring it. They had nothing to say." I had plenty to say. Lots of us had plenty to say. You didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, sorry about your luck, dude.
Like
You
Hannah
know,
said, it's like he has a specific way that he deals with people that he determines to be trolls or conspiracy theorists or whatever he calls them at the moment, but it's almost as if just say something incorrectly according to his narrative and then you get deemed one of those terms.
right. It's a form of deflection. It's a pretty nasty personality trait if you ask me. I think that's why he has the turnover that he does. Um,
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's just there's so many people that are validating this claim where an admin, is talking to another admin and saying, just deal with it just a little bit longer. Uni's gonna kick her as soon as he gets done with his story. Um, we have no reason to just come up here and show this and talk about this as if it's something that really matters in our lives.
no, yeah, I did want to make the point to everybody that this act that he's doing right now, where he doesn't really know what she was about and couldn't, he was surprised that she acted this way, and I thought, he says, I thought Charlie Gold and I gave her really good advice, and she just doesn't want to take it. That's all bullshit. It's just all bullshit. It's like, dude, you knew what she was about, and you could have prevented this by dealing with it back then, but that wasn't, that wasn't to your gain back then. To your gain back then was to keep her around and use her as a weapon, and that's what he did. You know, they used each other. She'd get into trouble in a live stream, and she'd be getting a lot of people calling her out on bullcrap, and she'd shut it down. And if he was streaming, she'd jump in the chat, like, Uni, save me. She doesn't do it as often, or she didn't do it as often after she got her manager. But before that, you know, she would run to Uni all the time, and then he'd pull his bullshit, like he did with Eyeshadow Island and Radiant Brit. Um, it was just those were pretty disgusting streams, if you ask me. Those ladies did not deserve to be attacked like that.
No, they definitely didn't. And I couldn't even really finish watching that. I was just kind of really disturbed by grown men's behavior where they just don't have class. It was just really disgusting and all for the sake of Katie for what? I can't. My
Right.
I just wanted to throw this in here. Um this is just a random conversation that I had with a random other person. I'm not even going to say YouTuber, but Katie clearly did stuff like this all of the time in the Discord because here I am telling another moderator, um, Katie's at it again, holy cow. And, she just literally had just dropped some type of screenshot with somebody's phone number right at the top of it. And luckily, our moderators were so good that it got deleted right away. As you can see, I basically said, oh, somebody deleted it. But this kind of stuff happened all the time, and there's no way that the server owner did not see this going on the entire time that it was happening.
Oh no, he knew. He knew. She was dropping phone numbers and stuff like that in there, all kinds of stuff that any of us would have been kicked for really quick. And the other mods knew, the other admins knew, and it was just, something that everybody was or he was given a blind eye to, and we all had to deal with. It's like he wonders why people went into meetings and were pissed off. This is why.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we wanted other
And we
material
were
covered
telling
by.
him about this. When he goes, I saw it looked like I think Glow had a comment like I guess he's claiming that we didn't give him enough evidence or proof or anything. We came and showed
You're
this type of stuff to you.
Well, not only that, Glow should know that those early streams he did back in December and November on Katie, where he talked about her going onto IG, getting her IG audience all worked up to mass flag on YouTube, then
Yeah.
coming back on YouTube to act, like a different person. We're the ones that brought that to his attention. We brought him that in when he did legitimate good criticisms of Katie. The information he got was from us. So for him to turn around now and say, "Oh, they didn't bring me nothing." Dude, we already brought you all the stuff you've already used before you flipped and became a Katie simp. So it's it's just it's just another line of crap he's fed people that I don't mind being questioned about because it gives me the opportunity to explain we did bring him that information. He knew this information. He just decided to not think about it while he was Katie's buddy.
Yeah. Trying to look to see. Hannah, are you back with us now?
yeah, I'm
She
here.
is. I see her.
Okay.
All right.
I'm here. I'm here.
Just
We missed you.
Thank you.
trying to see what part of this we should go at next.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I was getting gonna grab another screenshot of that real quick. Put it in there. Sorry y'all, I'm like determined tonight. This dude has gotten looked all over this stuff again, and then he goes live again tonight with some bullshit narrative to stop people from watching, which is all that he was doing because none of it was the truth. So rage for me,
well, he
uni.
keeps saying that we're docs or
Did
re.
he? Is he live again right now? Is that what he's up to?
Oh no, I'm talking about what he did tonight, and it just got me all mixed up because here I am thinking I was dead set on proving the lies he had said today, and then he goes live tonight and says a whole bunch of new ones, and it's like, damn it! Now I'm trying to address everything.
Oh, we'll get them all.
Yeah,
We
no,
have time for.
We have
yeah,
screenshots to freaking
I've got the
incriminate
time
Mother
for you.
Teresa.
And and
Let's see.
he can lie all he wants. Everybody that's capable of critical thinking doesn't even need this stream to know that he's full of it.
Right.
But I don't mind verifying it. I don't mind putting the screenshots up so people can see them, and we can call him out on everything he says. There's a couple more we're gonna get to before this was over tonight. As far as him not knowing things going on in our lives, we have those screenshots too.
We can
As
go
far as
there.
Yes, screenshots are great. That's why I don't
yeah,
understand. Like I don't lie online
that's a good one.
because
That's a I like that screenshot right there. Can you
let's
make
see
that
it.
larger?
I can.
Aha. Here we go. I have too much on my plate right now for all that. I just let's see. I just noticed an insane level of hypocrisy between I was going to give a wrench back to nope, I got threats, all wrench is gone. So I love you, Michelle Miller, and everyone here. But even when I can deal with Uni server again, I'm not sure I want to, hun. This is too much anymore. That was not in Unirock server. I was already gone from Unirock server when I said that to Michelle in another server that is no longer in existence. Um, but she wanted me to come back, and I understood that. Um,
Because we were
but
all friends.
we
That's the
were
part that people don't understand. I see a lot of people questioning, like, why would anybody stick around for this long? Or why would anybody want a mod for this dude's channel? We were all friends.
exactly
Yes, and what he covered was what we were interested in, and so it was what we were going to watch and dig on for the day anyway. Like it was conspiracy theories to me or whatever certain things, and so I would just do that anyway, and so I would take it back to him. So it was kind of like
Can you go back to
um,
that other screen? Yeah, that
when
one.
it's fun.
He says here, he said earlier today that I don't know what's going on in people's personal lives. Well, it looks like you did, dude. I'll read this. Sorry to hear about your mother, dude. Let us know if you need anything and come back anytime you can. Also, no one is losing a wrench, not even w.a.r. I was going to give his back today, but I can't mod somebody that's gone. After he took w.a.r.'s wrench, not only in the Discord, but um, on YouTube, he kept claiming he was going to give it back. But after he said all the things he said about w.a.r., w.a.r didn't want to come back, and he didn't want, like, people think we put all this weight on having a wrench. I could give a shit about his stupid wrench. Modding
Yeah.
for him was a
So,
pain in the ass.
fine.
Um, but anyway, the dude knew. He crystal clear. You can see right there. He knew exactly what was going on in my life. Everybody in that Discord server knew what was going on in my life. Um,
Yeah. Just mine.
for him to for him to even send me an invalid invite back the day after she passed, I didn't want to come back for one thing. For two, that invite that he sent back to me, it was like a way of telling me, um, I don't know what it was like he was trying to flex on me, like, you're gonna pay for what you said in there. I'd already apologized to Negative. Negative was like, dude, I understand you had a lot going on. It was a heated meeting. But he sends me that invite as if a way to flex, like, it's my server and it's my rules. Like, dude, I'm already gone. Have your rules, have your server, have a nice life. It
You're
pissed me off.
breaking up a little bit, Mom.
Sorry about that. Oh, I was done
I can
anyway. But
actually hear you really well. I'm not sure.
Oh, really? It goes.
Hannah, you're the one that's actually really breaking up for me now. I don't know what's going on. Ugh, hopefully we can finish out.
yeah. But anyway, like I say, he claims to not have knowledge of what was going on, and obviously he did, and he knows that he did. I don't know. The dude just lies constantly.
Um, let's
Oh,
see.
I love that. I love that screen. I think that's if it's the one I'm thinking of. Is that where Lone told Uni to pack his
Yeah.
wrench in his ass? I'm out of here. That was great. That was so epic.
He says still adamantly to this day that two or four people left. And it was definitely not two or four. I'm not going to name names or even mention a number anymore because he's just going to make it whatever he wants it to be. But my dude's got to be hurting right now for moderators and friends and whatever because this type of stuff happened and we're all gone. We're not wanting back. I know he keeps saying, we all were invited back. We never got kicked. Oh, we got kicked. And it's a mess. But this is just proof of the fact
Well, he's exactly. He's claimed that I left, and then he claimed, no, I didn't leave. I was kicked for using racial slurs and derogatory terms against the LGBT community. And then he claims today, I think that was only one person that was kicked. He just changes it every time he
yeah.
streams, and it changes from Periscope to YouTube depending on what audience is watching him, and it's just all bullshit. The dude is bullshit.
At this point, I don't know how anybody doesn't pick up on that unless they're just playing the little game and not like actually listening to his content on YouTube. It's like you would have to be a moron to not catch the fact that just 2 minutes ago he said he kicked everybody, then now he's saying, oh, they left voluntarily, and it's just not that it even really matters. I mean, we're not asking to be back. We don't really. It's just it is what it is. I don't even know how to explain it properly. It's just such a
Well,
word
according
salad.
to him, we're doing it. Everyone does this to me when I get views. Dude, shove your views in your
Where's
ass.
his views though? Where are these views? Did I
I
miss
don't
a
know.
video?
I, I must have missed it too. I
It's the
really must have
dramatic
missed it.
video, isn't it?
It could be. That video was so dramatic I couldn't watch it. It was too much drama for me. It was just too
The days
much.
of Uni's lives.
Yeah.
Did we lose Hannah? I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard
She's
time with
still there.
connection. Okay. Do you want to? Oh, it's too big. Do you want to go over this one?
Oh yeah, let's cover this. Um, let's see. Yes, this was one of my sock accounts at one time. I said this a few days after I left his Discord and canceled my membership to his YouTube channel. I went into one of his streams with this sock account, and everybody knows it was mine, and I've never denied it. And I wrote, because he was talking some mad shit on us, I wrote, "That's okay, Beanie Boy, your video is coming, and so is our real life face to face. Keep saying Mod's name, champ. See you in the funny papers, tough guy." Now,
What exactly are the funny papers, Margaret?
it's dating myself with that phrase right there. It's
I
just an
know,
old.
but I just for anybody else that might have that question.
I think that's where they used to print Beetle Bailey and some of the other
Okay,
things that nobody's read in a
just
really
making
long
sure.
time. But yeah, okay, youngster.
I love it. Go ahead.
I know you do, young lady. I'll show you. But first off, I say my own name in this um, chat stream comment. Mod's. I bring up my own name, Mod's name. So like I wasn't even trying to deny that I was saying this for one. For two, the reason I was on this account is he already blocked my moderate extremist account. Three, as far as our real life face to face, I was kind of hoping to get on a stream with him at some point, like on a debate channel or something like that, and talk about the Katie situation. I wasn't threatening to come to his house or get into a hook with him, and by no stretch of the imagination, in anyone's definition, is that a death threat. To go around
No.
telling people I made a death threat, and mind you, that's the only comment I made like that ever
Yeah, I
at
was
all. This
there.
is it. This is the single one right here. He's telling people this is a death threat.
Yep.
This right here. It's like, dude, get over yourself. Really, you really need to get over yourself.
I mean,
He went into the disc. Go ahead.
next thing you know, he's gonna be selling autographs or something.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god. I'm
What
sorry,
a
this part
joke.
of it really just it's such a joke. Like he's
Ah,
done
I want.
everything to spin and lie. It's like comical at this point.
How
Well, I
long
mean,
did he
he
hide
was
under his
mad.
couch after I wrote that? Was he
He
hiding
was
under his bed for
terrified.
weeks?
He
Well,
was
I
Yeah.
mean,
terrified
Wow. That's I guess
because
I'm a
Beanie
scary
Boy.
guy.
That's Beanie Boy
I'm
and
fighting words.
funny papers and
you
Yeah,
get
funny
me.
papers,
stamp.
beanie boy, face to face, Right. Okay, dude. And,
He's dramatic.
I
He's
don't know.
he's like Uni
He's
Spears, like TT said earlier. He's wants to be a star and wants to exaggerate everything and make it into this big, huge
Oh,
storyline.
well,
look,
I don't know.
there's AT2
Real
Pro Dachshunds. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm not. I'm just.
All right, that's a uni
I'm just
phrase.
making
It's
an
a uni
example.
phrase.
This 822 Pro Dachshund supposedly doxed Uni too. We all did, but nobody knows details about him that he don't want anybody to know. So I mean,
Right.
there's some things that people would know if he's really been doxxed and it's never happened. So I'm sure um, that's never happened. It's just what he tells people. Just like tonight, instead of sending people here to see actual proof of our screenshots of the things we said last week, he went live and said how he didn't know about our family life. Basically, he didn't know us, and we're just trolls, and we have an agenda. We're like super secret operative group working to take him down. I'm just kidding. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
but
I have better things to do with my time and money, but he needs to know that claiming I made death threats, which are a felony in some states, making death threats like that, him just claiming that I did that without any proof can land can land him in legal hot water. Had he said my legal name while he said I made death threats, I could charge him with a crime, and
yeah,
I would if he did. He hasn't. He's just smart enough to know better than to say that, and he knows my name because I PayPal'd him back in the day. And that's, if he wants to go that route, I invite him to bring it. You know, say again that I made death threats and say my name. Just go ahead and
I
do it
mean,
and see what happens.
the
Say my
Karen in
name.
me
Say my
wants
name.
to be like because I have like lawyers right now because I'm suing the people, my dad's office, but that's another story. But I have lawyers that I could call, but that's just the Karen in me. Every time I want, I'm like, I'm gonna send that motherfucker a cease and desist and see how he likes it. And then I laugh at myself. I mean, I'm like, oh my god, you're such a Karen for that. Shut up. I mean, I would be. Imagine telling a lawyer like, I need you to send this dude in a do rag and gloves on the internet that
Hey.
to stop saying. I mean, but it's just like, I mean, he won't shut up about me. And so then I sit there and I get even better and I think, like, I, all the Katie people will know and hear that what I'm talking about when she told this woman to go live with her and then she was smoking in the house. But like, when I watch him, that's what I'm like. I'm like, go live with me now. Show your face. That's what I want to say so bad. Like, oh my God.
He
Yeah,
went
but I
live with
do.
Augie. If we
Yeah,
had
and
like
creep show.
more subs, he would.
Right.
No, I think maybe if I didn't know as much as I did, maybe he would go
Oh
live with
yeah.
me. He just offered to go live with Keon, and Keon is spamming his chat and being a troll. He says, which is what he calls everybody.
I don't
I
think
mean,
he would actually do it. He says a lot, but his actions prove that he typically wouldn't go jump into a stream with somebody he knows that can debate him. That's why I
oh
was
I
yeah,
shocked when he went on Augie's stream.
I
well,
would I would love to have gone on Augie's stream that night and debated him. I would have. This screenshot right here. This is a fun one. Here he's telling his Discord members after I'm gone that I am one of two people coming to beat him up and fight him. Threatening. Again, there's no screenshot of it because I never said it, and neither did this other person. But he's going to tell people that. And there's people that actually believed it in his Discord, which is just, again, people I thought I knew, people I thought were my friends, think I'm going to go do that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go do when I'm dealing with my mother passing away and probate and everything else in my life. I'm going to go wail on some dude in another state for kicks over some YouTube
oh,
bullshit. Right,
let
dude?
me just make this crystal clear for the slow ones out there. I'm just kidding about suing him. I would never send him anything. I have more, like, it was a joke. I mean, I was just being a Karen when I said it. Everybody has their moments. I mean, come on, you know that. You freaking
Sad you have to
flawless
explain
wonder.
that.
I am
I know.
too. I'm
Well,
mad that you have
I've
to have
had
like
to
closed
I've had
caption
to
explanation.
explain I've had to explain the things that I didn't think I would ever have to explain to anybody this week, but they've heard his like narrative for so long that it's like ingrained in people's minds. Like, uh, Lord.
Yeah, I just well, it stands to reason that you have to explain it when he can put something like that in his general of his server and actually have people believe it and then go on stream and say that, moderate and someone else are coming threatened to come beat me up with no proof. There's never been any proof of that because it never happened. The only comment that ever happened was from that DNAJ Lions biggest fan account. And that's and yeah, I said what I said. And it was not a death threat. It was not, dude, I'm coming to beat you up. It was nothing like that. It was but people believed it. People are, oh my God, Moderat's gonna beat up Uni. Oh,
Because
Well,
he
you
why
know
said
what
would he
else is
lie?
funny?
Just like with us.
comes the bloody
Why would
comes the
Hold on.
bloody do rag.
You know what else is funny? All you've done in the past 24 hours that I know is call him a deadbeat dad, and now he's saying you're going to dox him. I mean,
I must have hit a
what does
nerve.
that
Like
mean?
I
nothing?
don't even know.
Huh?
Guilty
Let's see.
conscience on his part? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Who knows? I guess.
Possibly.
I mean, why would somebody, if they weren't or think that, ever respond if they? I mean, wow.
I don't know.
Thanks
Like
for the
I think
confirmation.
yeah, he definitely confirmed something there because they didn't have a dog and then they moved and all of a sudden there's a dog that looks like it's 7 or 8 years old. I don't know where he moved, but evidently it was a well-established place that must pay their bills and
Oh,
taxes. That
I'm sure they came. They went to the shelter and rescued him, and yeah,
right.
they do
You must
everything
be
they
right.
do is good. Yeah, just believe this.
We're full doxers now just for saying all that, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Watch and
Yeah,
see, y'all. He'll say that we're full-time doctors. Full-time.
he's already said it. He said it like 15 times in the last
Yeah.
hour, and no rhyme or reason or proof, and nobody asked him for any. So, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. He's even got a commenter that um I recently had a disagreement with about this. Somewhere she said, "I don't care if Uni lies through his teeth. I find him entertaining." It's like, and you thought we were friends. You're going to say that. He's going to claim all these things about me and about Hannah and about PJ and all these other people. And you don't care that the dude lies. Well, you can keep your liar. I'm
yeah,
moving on to greener pastures.
because that's entertainment. Let's make up lies about you and see if you think it's funny.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
promise it's not. I mean,
It's like these people don't have the ability to take themselves out of their body and imagine what things would be like if somebody else was in that situation. It's like if you were the one getting talked about every stream and it was all lies. And I mean, calling somebody a doxer, it's really not, that's a kind of a big deal on the internet, especially if you have a channel or if you're known even a little bit. So it's not just like he's just saying, oh, you're mean or you're ugly or, it's like a little bit more of a bigger deal with
Well,
no.
it is. In the tea and drama community, calling somebody a doxer is like the truther community calling somebody a pedo. It's the same equivalent.
yeah. Exactly. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's
Lord.
another
That's what they all do.
shot.
That looks like a fun one. Oh,
This
that's the original.
red with the original, yeah. Just non-crop, sorry.
What is this? Hang on. Oh,
That's
yeah. I wanted to be sure we all showed our invites.
I can grab
Um,
mine. My invalid one I got the day after my mom passed away.
I can
Yeah, let
go
me
right
grab it.
to my freaking
I
DMs and show you mine.
Me too. I think
Oh,
I just sent it to you.
hold on, guys.
Mine's sitting right where it should be in the server.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm sorry, but um there's probably another screenshot I should grab from DMs with another admin where right after I got that, I'm like, why would he do that? Like, who didn't are you that stupid that you sent that and you can't even see that it's invalid? And that person was like, well, he didn't know what was going on. And it's obvious he did know what was going on from the previous screenshot we had up. That person has about as much empathy as him, and I have none for them now. In
Yeah.
fact, I'll grab that.
I'm just grabbing these couple screenshots and putting
Oh God, Exiled. Don't do that to anybody. That Uni versus CW debate.
them.
Oh, that literally killed me. That's really where my yeah, to be quite honest with y'all, that's where with him and doing that with those, it was another set of screenshots he tried to say were faked after he had done. He came out and said, I can't even remember the exact way of it because I was just annoyed. And but some he came out at first like months before and said somebody had doxed Joe from the Carolinas and he named him, I believe. Then it came up to CW Chanter and he tried so hard to prove it that CW Chanter doxed Joe from the Carolinas, which he might have, but I don't know. And Uni didn't prove it. But he stayed live spinning and spinning and spinning. And he got so mad because CW talked shit back to him that he was, I mean, I don't know. I can't even tell you my opinion on what happened in that story because it was just so much and he wouldn't stop. So it just got like, and then that's when, like, I got like scared off the internet for a little while and stuff. Then I moved and like how to wreck like a half mile from my house. Anyways, it was just a lot of stuff, so I don't remember exactly, but that shit was like a brick wall.
If you want to
Like
go to admin, if you want to go to admin, I dropped a couple of winners in there.
Okay. I was
but
gonna
that's
start
another
off with
thing.
mine right here. It's an actual DM.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you wanted back in so bad, you never took any of those and hit the button.
yeah, I was kicked, and you know,
Am I in here?
here's invitations back after I was kicked because
Hello?
Hello, you're here. We can hear you.
all right, here's moderate. There's yours.
Show the one after that too, where oh we lost Hannah. There's another one in your admin
Okay.
right after that where I questioned Nana. I'm like, why would he do that? And I was already gone. I didn't want to come back.
You said I was an admin.
It's
Sorry.
in your admin, yeah.
Okay. I think I do. All right, I did have it up. There it is.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to say this real quick. With the CW chanter thing, I've missed it last time, and I can't miss it this time. Um, Damn it, hang on, this thing is going. Okay, he came up. I was trying to hear if I could hear myself. Okay, he came up like months later after he helped CW. This is what led to the debate about the screenshots because he helped CW cover them. And then a couple months later, he comes up and acts like somebody sent it to him and asked him to cover it. And he looked back over it and realized he didn't know what he had missed something. Well, funny. Corey Good was messaging him at that same time, and he used his video in court, I believe. He had it on his website like Corey Good of Gaia TV with David Wilcock. Corey Good, like the blue chicken.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So that was kind of funny. And that's what he did before he went into Flat Earth.
Um, Hannah and moderate Irish has asked this question a couple times in the chat, so I just want to address it before it gets too far up again. He wants to know, I guess, why Uni lost monetization to his 35K channel.
Hannah knows that better than I do.
I mean, I don't really know because he told us it was repeated or re-uploaded content. That's why he lost monetization to it. But I thought he had it now, but I was told that he doesn't. I don't know. I just heard that there's something about doxing, but that's not. Um, I don't. That wasn't even at the same time as the CW Chandler thing, and he lost his Twitch channel, and that was for I think Defango even laughed about putting the number in the chat. I don't know, but
It was like a dox that got him taken down on Twitch.
I don't know, dude. I don't
Twitch is
remember.
pretty strict.
Yeah,
Twitch, it
so
doesn't take much,
I mean,
but
because he's like,
I
yeah.
well, as far as I know, why he lost monetization and whether or not he has it on his 35K channel, I don't know if he has it now or not. But I thought he had lost it because he had a lot of QAnon stuff up, and when QAnon got to be a topic that YouTube wasn't going to talk about anymore, he um he didn't pull it down fast enough. And I think he'd been warned, I know for sure, by at least one other admin, like, dude, get that stuff off your channel, put it on BitChute, put it somewhere else, but you're going to lose monetization. And he didn't. He wanted to keep it up because it's his big body of work. And I guess NBC used him one time. That's his big claim to fame. Um, I guess it's better to be a has been than a never was, but that makes him an almost was. Um, so I think he lost the monetization, finally pulled three-quarters of all that content off that channel and got it back. And now he just doesn't use it because if he posts anything that he's currently now on Unirock, the original, those 35K would just be like, dude, I'm out. I don't care about Katie Joy. I don't care about Steve. I don't care about mukbang videos. I don't care about any of the bullshit you're trying to do now. And they'd be gone. So he just keeps his dormant subs there.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think if anything, this is just my theory and my opinion. When let's see how I should put this, Unirock covered certain topics and maybe I don't know was the controlled opposition of those topics or something like that. In these topics he debunked, just my opinion that I know a lot about, but anyway, still my opinion. And I think that channel maybe I know I've read emails of like but where in this all these cicada 301 bullshit happens and all this and they release each other's emails where Uni's been mentioned in emails when with them buying subs and bots and likes and stuff and views on your channel. So it makes me wonder if that happened to Unirock TV and he built Unirock 2 off his live stream and then he's at Unirock 2 because they're just bought subs. I don't know. That's the only thing that could make sense and that would make sense why he would lose monetization. I think I'm not sure. That's just my opinion
It's very probable.
because I
That's
just
reasonable.
say that because the whole group of people he was working with then, um, this was LTV Nathan from LTV Lift the Veil, Defango at the time, Unirock. They were like the conspiracy trifecta with Fifth Avenue and like all Pizzagate and QAnon and all that stuff, and so I just think there were incentives to those other people that worked there. I've seen the proof of that. That there, and so it makes me think that that could be what's wrong with that channel because who in God's name would just let it sit there like that with a way to make more money, have a bigger subscriber base? And he just says that's why I left Unirock too because I didn't want to chase content anymore, and it makes you cynical and become a beast. And it's like, well, that don't mean you have to leave the channel. I mean, you can like
Yeah.
stay there and make
Right.
different content. You don't have to chase I mean chase the trends every day just to stay on the same channel. So I don't know. That's the only and that's the God's honest truth. I'm not even saying that to try and like throw shade on because I don't know. But that's the only thing that I can think that even makes sense because I watched that part happen. I watched the progression from not posting there to posting there. And I know it was a like a algorithm thing, censorship thing, but I mean, he never got in trouble with YouTube. He's always been on. He's always made everybody think he had a contact with YouTube. He's always also said he knew Keemstar, and I know that's a lie. Like I know for a
He must
fact
have
that
a
is a lie.
manager.
Um, I don't think so, but
No, I
I don't
I
know.
was I was being
Oh,
sarcastic.
okay. I was about to say, I don't think so. But well, see, I know, but the thing is he's gotten a strike before and he's had a contact with YouTube. Recently, YouTube's made it a lot easier for content creators to get in contact with YouTube when something happens. But back then, it did not happen. Like, it was hard. And when you got a strike, it could take like so many days. I mean, and this was when you got a strike, you couldn't stream or upload for like weeks. I mean, it used to be 90 days. So, I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah. Um, can I cover a question that it got missed
Yeah.
last time? All right. A question was asked in the last stream about the Chad Lilly thing with Unirock. Um, and actually, I know a little bit about that. What happened with that? Another creator. They weren't a creator at the time. They were just a Twitter phenom, but now they're a creator too. Um, I think they figured that they really had Uni, and they thought he was Chad Lilly. So, and they found some pictures where one looked like Rach, and one or two really looked like Uni, but the pictures were old. Um, I know who Chad Lilly is because he predates Uni by years, right?
Yeah.
And I know
He
who
even
used to. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say he even tried to come on this stream one night. He came in the chat.
Oh, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that, right?
Okay.
Anyway, so I know who used to troll Chad Lilly. Um, I'm not going to confirm or deny that I was one of the people that trolled Chad Lilly a little bit with some other people, but never maliciously. I was just pretty much just watching the show of him going back and forth with the people he was going back and forth with. But anyway, as soon as the Chad Lilly thing comes up, I'm like, no, they're way off. So what I did is I looked up everyone ever named Chad Lilly in the United States of America, and I figured out who all of them were, including the one that has the channel um, on YouTube. And what I found is there's a Chad Lilly that has a record. That record doesn't belong to the Chad Lilly on YouTube. But what they did is they took that record, they applied it to that Chad Lilly, and then they tried to say Uni was that Chad Lilly with this big, long, extensive criminal record.
Yeah.
So I got a hold of Chad Lilly. I dropped a comment in one of his last video, and I'm like, hey man, you don't remember me, at least I hope to God you don't. But if you got a minute, and we got to talking, and I'm like, this is the situation. People are saying you're Unirock, and he's like, I know, I can't believe it, and I'm like, I can't believe it either. I'm like, but anyway, um, I've pretty much proven that you're not, and I've talked to Uni in his Discord about this. Would you be willing to maybe go on with Unirock so you two can be together at the same time on one of Unirock's live streams? And he's like, I really don't care for that dude, but yeah, man, I'm like, great. Hope to see you around. So I don't know. I think a week went by, and Unirock's doing a live stream, and Chad Lilly pops in the chat, and I'm like, all right, thank God. I'm like, hey, Chad. And before he could even say two words, because Uni was getting trolled so bad with the Chad Lilly stuff, another moderator just banned him, and he was
Yep.
gone. And it was like, oh my God. And that was the end of them two ever being on stream together. And I went back in, and the comment's still up. It's on Chad Lilly's last video where I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry about that. It was another moderator who thought you were a troll that kicked you because he'd be getting all this Chad Lilly stuff. And at the same time, everyone was teasing Uni saying he was Brett Michaels for a time frame reference. But
Oh God.
yeah.
He
Anyway,
wishes he was Brett Michaels.
he wishes he was. Anyway, Chad Lilly was really pretty cool about it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I understand, no problem." Most of the people that were saying that Unirock was Chad Lilly in that comment section have all finally stopped, and most of those comments are gone. Interesting side note: Chad Lilly was in a really bad motorcycle accident and got hurt real bad. And there's a video on his channel of his recovery and how it goes from the hospital bed to him doing push-ups. It's really pretty cool. If y'all want to watch a good video that's somewhat inspirational, it's worth checking out. But that's the Chad Lilly saga to answer that.
That was very interesting.
Was it? It seemed I was bored with myself halfway through, but cool.
No. I think it was funny when that went down, and there was two sets of people that tried to claim that Uni was Chad Lilly. I guess he must sound or look or something. I never saw it, but
There's a couple videos where they do look similar. There really is, and there's some shots I think of Chad's girlfriend at the time that did look like Rach from a certain avatar post that she
I
used.
actually saw a video from the I can't remember the other day, and the profile is similar, but
Yeah. Well, they're 12 years apart in age, for one, and there's just a lot of things that don't add up. Now, I'm friends with one of the people that was under the impression um, that Chad and Uni were the same person. I wasn't friends with him then. In fact, I was on the other side of all that back then. But since then, um, me and that person are cool. But you know, I can see how you could. I could see how you could make that connection, and without looking into every Chad Lilly that's ever existed, it'd be hard to determine otherwise.
so I have the screenshot up of Hannah's invite back. As you can see, we all have proof of our invites back. We never wanted to go back, so yeah, we're not back.
Yeah.
No, sounds so heartbroken.
I am. I
Uh,
haven't been the same ever since.
oh my god. Oh, oh Lord.
I
Oh,
can't.
I'm just looking for the screenshot of Rachel. Oh, that it's in. I put the screenshot of Rachel. The night of the meeting when Uni dramatically said he lost faith in us. That he had really been building an expose of Katie and drug it from the his file folder to the recycle bin, to the recycle bin, to the trash. And here's Rachel saying, "Sorry, not sorry. It does matter to me. It's all fucked now. All because people lost faith and couldn't keep shit together."
She really freaked out after that. And we
Yeah.
had just had a voice chat where Uni wasn't there, but Rachel was. And I specifically remember saying, "Hey, I'm somewhat new, so I don't know. Is this y'all's usual procedure? Is he just gonna make some kind of?" I actually said this. I feel like I fed
Mhm.
them the storyline that they had, where they were gonna make a story and we just ruined all of it, because I was like, "Am I missing something? Are you guys gonna do some type of video on her that I don't know about?" And so I actually feel like this was literally like a slap in my face. I feel like I was trolled. I feel like I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to pop out of the corner somewhere, like, "Ha, gotcha,"
Yeah.
because
I,
An old episode of
believe me,
Candid
I
Camera.
know. That's why we all felt the way we did about it because it was like if I can't explain how shocking it is for you, for somebody to tell you that they what you just saw with your eyes is not true, that they did not, it's not her name, she didn't ask her real name, not her name. You guys are just crazy. This is just all because of failed moderation, because y'all won't
all
moderate Katie
13
and y'all
of
can't
us.
prove to me any, y'all can't prove to me you've done anything else that's happened with us before now, because it should be documented in the mod room. If it was, I would be able to go back and say, well, okay, Katie, you did this and you did this. Well, Katie was in the mod room. Katie literally just screenshotted your fucking Discord and dropped the screenshots in your YouTube live chat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you think we can talk about her anywhere in here? I mean,
And then I'm in the mod room
Right.
telling everybody something about Katie, and moderates like, PJ, Katie's in here. And I'm like, I don't care. I
okay,
don't
yeah,
care.
yep,
Yeah, it
And
was
then
great.
Uni's like, well, Katie's not a real mod, you guys. What's the problem?
yeah. She
Well,
doesn't have mod. I
she's a
mean,
real mad with a real wrench in your chats that really is banning and hiding and deleting comments. Is that real enough for you, dude?
uh, Apparently not. Maybe he didn't see it and she was just a pretend mod to him. I really have no idea, but we're not crazy. I
She
might be a
wasn't a
little
mod
crazy,
mod.
but
yeah, not a mod.
do you hear how ridiculous this sounds? This is literally what we dealt with willingly.
Yeah, I know.
Why, guys? Why?
I mean, the
I
gaslighting
don't know.
was. But I will say, I felt so much better since last week when I got to actually talk, because I felt like before, anytime I ever said anything, only thing people knew about me or from me was just the things he was putting out. So, like, it was just kind of difficult because I always felt like I had to defend myself and then say something or, whatever. PJ,
No,
I'm
I
putting
get that. I
the messages for me and you on there when we're talking about well, I wouldn't read the second one, but the first one I just dropped, I'll delete this one. Well, don't read my group thing back. It's about him and how he screamed at us, but you're talking about the. Just read the first one.
I'm screen sharing it or reading. What am I doing?
Or I don't care. Yeah, you can screen share. Or are we not screen sharing? Yeah, I was just dropping these
Okay.
couple. It's just a conversation that we had in March.
Okay.
It's in the admin only room.
Ah, sorry. All right. This is a conversation we had in March. He shouldn't speak to people the way he does, no matter how damn slow they are. Yes, I mean, He's not anyone special. We're all people, and his mods should be I got your back, ride or die. I notice he seems to snap on his mods, and it's like he shouldn't have the mods back. He should have the mods back no matter what. They spend time with him and trying to get the trolls out and whatnot. I'm patiently waiting for the truth of non-sex to see what he does with
This is
Katie.
me.
Uni has done put
No,
up
go ahead
with.
and read it.
You want me to read it? No.
No, yeah, read it.
Uni has done put up with a lot less from people with more subs than her. He has a vendetta against Steve, and she is proof of everything he thinks Steve does wrong. He got like this with CW Chanter. I'm not saying I'm right about this, it's just my opinion.
But you were right.
Yeah, you were right.
Oh,
And I was just
yeah,
referencing down
yeah.
after
I know.
that
It's
how
just.
I saw him yell at all of y'all all the time, and I should have known better. Was there another one? Or was that it? And we went over
There's
everything
just
already.
one, and yeah. I just said he's human, and I realize I may expect too much from him, but I gave up on the fun part of this month ago. Still, there's people that are like family to me here, and I will always care and respect for Uni, but I don't take up for him or share his links or like and comment on every video. And that's when all the CW Chanter Flat Earth came down. I mean, I just didn't pay attention to his content with Steve and stuff. So his claim that I just left because of Katie or we all had a hate boner for Katie. It was his obsession with it all, and it just never ended. I mean, it was constant. I mean, he's saying he's going to stop talking about it, but yet he's still talking about it.
He can't. And then he's saying he's not going to discuss us, and then he's discussing us. I mean, it's almost like opposite day for him. Every day's opposite day.
Mm, it is like the complete opposite. Like um, I don't
And
know.
everything he calls somebody else is him. It's deflection all day, every day. Um,
Yep.
basically, that's the gist of it. We kind of showed off all his true colors here. I'm trying to see. I think there might be a couple of questions.
Yeah, Mama T. He did make a lot of exceptions that he should have, but he could like it's not that he just did that. He did that and then called us crazy for saying it, and then lied about us for 9 months. You know,
And he still is. He's
so
still
like
saying we didn't
they're
bring
still
him
lying
anything.
today.
And Moderate made death threats and was gonna beat me up. They were gonna come and beat me up. I didn't know what to
Yeah.
do. I was scared.
Yep. Irish. Iris just asked to the ex mods on the panel, thank you for trying to bring awareness for this. A few questions. How long did each of you mod for him? When did you mod for him, and why did you stop modding for him? Um, I I started modding. I modded for him for like 2.5 years. I started watching his streams around the end of 2017, beginning 2018, when he was debunking Pizzagate and QAnon. And I left in March of 2020 um, because of all this that we're talking about now, because he started treating people like shit. He let Katie do all this stuff in his server and dox people in his server, and then told us we were crazy when we brought it to his attention. And now he's still saying we're crazy because we never brought anything to his attention. But we definitely did.
We did. I was besides PJ, I'm the short timer. It was only a matter of I don't know, was that 8 or 9 months? I think I was there. Um, if that. And I left for similar reasons. He definitely had another set of rules for Katie beyond what he would have for another creator. Um, the things I saw her doing and getting away with, while we all just had no alternative but to block her and ignore her, um, it just really rubbed me wrong. And when brought to his attention, he just acted like a jackass. And when it culminated into that meeting that night, and he stomped out of there, like a hurt little kid. he that was it. You know, I was out. That was enough for me. It didn't have anything to do with him not doing the content I wanted. It did have something to do with him doing the content he was doing because I could have put up with anything probably waiting for the next thing to come along, except for the monotonous, Steve's bad streams. And, it was just like, dude, this sucks. This is no fun. And I don't know. Not only that, it was no fun dealing with him in that server. He was getting weird. Um, just we'd have a meeting talking about doing a stream, maybe one that wasn't about Steve, and we'd be making progress, and he'd be putting together a video, and she'd come blasting into the server with some new drama and bullshit, and the whole meeting would get sidetracked. And then he'd be mad at us because I didn't get anything done because we couldn't stay on topic. It's like, dude, you're the one that let your buddy come in here and derail us. It wasn't us. We were going with the flow, man. And since nobody can say nothing to her, like we were gonna stop her. It's your little meal ticket came in and derailed you. It wasn't anybody else. Sorry about your luck. Um, that was a big issue. And I'm gonna let PJ explain her modding time. And then I'm going to bring up something that's going to be pretty unpleasant, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because it's on him. It's not on us.
Oh, I can't
Let me
wait.
answer. Or after PJ, I want to answer the Irish's question. Anyways, keep
All
going.
right. Um, I was a watcher for a long time. Um, you guys probably heard him mention the name Marfugel recently, but he claimed that I was a mod for Marfugel, which is not true. I actually was a lurker slash watcher slash just paid attention to Unirock when the stuff was going on between the two of them. I actually thought that Unirock was the good guy that would possibly be able to help debunk a lot of stuff and was going to be against Marfugel. And so I came along and made friends with the mods in the chat before I went and joined the Discord and became a moderator, but not a real mod. Um, and then I
And he's
left.
literally said that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um, it becomes really bad when you start repeating the narrative, um, unwillingly. But I ultimately ended up leaving, and I was not there technically as a mod for very long. It's just I don't even really know because now I've done listen to his stupid stream and I don't even know what my name is anymore. But
I
basically
know. Damn
it
it.
was just bad behavior of how he was conducting his server and just ultimately just didn't agree with stuff that was going on. So I left and then I got another invite and then I got another invite and then I was like, my dude, I'm not really into that kind of thing. Please stop inviting me. And here we are. But
Yep.
you know what? I gotta say one last thing. The Katie thing, he claims, we all hated her. We all wanted her to be kicked. We all wanted her out of there. Just cancel Katie. And that is very much not true. Every time we all sat in these millions of meetings, we did that freely. Nobody held a gun to our head. We liked the company of most of the people there. So therefore, we joined and we sat around. We talked all the time. We would get asked, hey, what is it that Katie's doing? Well, we brought him the information that we had, which included the screenshot I shared earlier, where I was sharing something with another mod saying, hey, Kitty dropped another screenshot with a freaking phone number at the top of it. She did that often. We told him about it. He chose to completely ignore it and say that, he needs logical, critical thinking data on Katie, not opinion or whatever it was at the case at that time. But ultimately, what we all wanted from him was for him to tell her, hey, you're a human being. We're all human beings in this Discord. We all need to treat each other equally. And we would have been fine. We would have all sat there and been perfectly fine with her and worked together had she been on the same planet as us, had she had the same rules we had and had to abide by everything else that we had to follow, we would have all been perfectly fine with her. We didn't want her kicked. We didn't want her to follow the rules that we
No,
asked her to
it
go by.
well, to your point, after months of dealing with that from her, when she did that to Bite Me Now, it was like, okay, finally she's done something in your server, right in front of your face. That's why it was such a big deal. Not only was it awful to do to Bite Me Now, it's now gone down in your server. Kind of felt like we're gonna go into this meeting and you're finally gonna hold her accountable and at least say something to her. At least say, listen, Katie, I don't want you doing that in my server ever again. I don't want any personal information asked, given. I don't want it discussed. That's not what we do here. This is a video production server, as he always says. I wanted him to tell her that in no uncertain terms. Just treat everybody equal, dude. But no, he couldn't do that. He had to just deflect, get upset, stomp out of his own meeting, and act like just a dipshit. So, but yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah,
it was a
that's
culminating
another
point.
thing he did. He's the one that said he was going to kick her out from the beginning. Like the message that Michelle sent me right there, who was an admin, that Uni said last night he just needed to keep her around until the truth and nonsense come out. That he's going to kick her out then, and then me saying that to Nana. I mean, we like he's the one that said kick her out. We weren't saying kick her out. That's just been his narrative all the time. And he told Demi that. Demi told has been streamed about it a couple times. She said that she took him information as a creator that they were working together, and she took Uni information about shit that Katie was doing shitty stuff, and he ran the whole he's getting rid of Katie. It's just for something now thing on her, and she said he knew. She said she knew he was full of shit. That um, he was just lying about everything. But uh, yeah, so that
Yeah,
him saying that about how we wanted her to be kicked out, that's just his narrative. That's just what he said. We didn't say kick her out now, kick Katie out of the server now. We said deal with it. Stop acting like she's not doing anything wrong and like we're crazy. I mean, and then him
exactly.
saying
And he still can't
what's the other thing?
own up to the fact that
No, no, and even in
No,
his,
and one of the things he told Katie was that she. Oh no, go ahead.
no, no, you go ahead.
Oh no, I'm
I'm
just gonna
listening.
say one of the things he's told Katie when he decided to give her criticism was that she needed to resolve these issues. That's what makes them so big. That she has these things that happen with people. They fall out, and then Katie does this shady shit and stuff, and then moves on. And then when the next bigger thing happens, it all piles on after that. And that's he needs to listen to that advice that he's given her because he's just totally ignoring this. It's what he's always done. I mean, you cannot ignore
Mhm,
it. She was doxxed in your server. I mean, his last video that he put out about this stuff when he said he was going to address it with his creep show arts docs screenshots, he said before that he was going to address it, that his mods were even taking the time to even pull all those old dumbass screenshots up. Well, apparently they did, and it didn't look too good for him because all he does in that video is just skip right over it and says that he we're just mad
mhm,
people don't want to hang out with us, and that Katie said somebody's known public name in a mod room. You can see right here with the screenshots we've shown tonight. They're going to stay up. They'll be right here. That she literally said her name and she asked for her name. She got her name in his server and then she put it in his server. I mean, it's
yep,
and then for him to just tell you no that didn't happen or that you didn't bring me enough. Well, and then now he's saying they just all left. If they could have come and talked to me like adult, like what do you mean we could have came and talked to you like an adult? We all did forever, and you wouldn't listen. I mean, I'm not gonna sit. I mean, I don't hate myself for fuck's sakes. How many times have I got to hear it? Even that screenshot Nana says, if that's what you want, if that's what you think. I mean, this is Uni's decision. You might as well do what's best for you and not turn it into drama and turn your wrench in. So I mean, it's really pathetic. It's how he talks in
well,
circles,
I
how he manipulates people. Because him saying that right there, he knows it's not true. He knows wanted her to kick when they wanted me to kick her out. Thing is not true, and we just wanted you to hold her accountable and stop emboldening her behavior because you doing that led to Creepshow Art being doxxed in your server. You've
Yeah.
emboldened her behavior. You've encouraged it, and you've cheered it on this whole time, Uni. Stop doing it. Stop fucking lying about it, and man up and own your shit. I mean, it's really time for
Yeah.
you to shut the fuck up and stop lying. I mean,
Well,
clearly, we
let
have
me
screenshots here. Anybody with the brain is going to know the truth. I mean, it would
let me
really help him
elaborate.
just to stop lying. Yeah, go
Let
ahead.
me elaborate. Not only has he done all that and done it to the extent that it's puke inducing, the other thing that he did during this whole time, especially this summer, by keeping his mouth shut and playing dumb, the shit she did this summer with the Sophie Long story and some other things, it was just unbelievably bad. Like she's progressively gotten worse. Not only did he let lead, it's not all his fault that happened, but he certainly didn't do anything to stop it. But what he did do is every person that came out hard against Katie with hard evidence, he labels them a troll. He says it's a hate campaign. He says this about them. He says that about them. He's defamed the Reddit vocab. He's defamed the Facebook group without a freaking clue. And, you know, tries to take away everything they've done and all the cataloging of her behavior by saying they're all led by Steve McRae and all this other bullshit when they're the ones that have put valid data out. And they don't, especially the Reddit, they don't put anything out unless they can back it up. There's no kind of bullshit going on with that group. I can say that. For him to say all those things and try to unvalidate the work that they've done has really helped Katie get away with this. He claims to, I don't know what she's been up to. He tries to act all innocent, but by him running these narratives and by him running that kind of defense, by saying any criticisms of her are petty and no one's ever brought me anything, at the same time that those groups, you know, the things she said about a family um, that was related to someone she claims is in her past that she had a really bad experience with. And she doxed that whole family, their whole businesses. She tweeted about it. She defamed them, you know, and that was cataloged and it was brought to light by several members of communities that have been bringing her actions to light. And he's sitting there saying, "Oh, that's just a hate campaign." No, dude, it's not a hate campaign. These people have all got members in them that have been hurt by Katie, been affected in some personal way. And that's why they are keeping tabs on the crappy shit she does. And it's a place to go after you've been chewed up and spit out by her to hang out with like-minded people that have a similar experience. He Him doing that, whether he wants to admit it or not, gave Katie a whole lot of room to keep acting this way. He definitely emboldened her, and he, like I say, minimizing all the efforts of everyone else trying to expose her this whole time being her white knight, it hasn't helped at all. And I really think that she probably would have bottomed out before this had he not been doing that. It's just disgusting to me. And ultimately, it got probably to the most disgusting point when a member of the community took his own life. A member that had her blocked, couldn't stand her, despised her. Not only did she come into that suicide prevention stream and crash it, she did her own video talking about it. He couldn't stand her. And he knows it. Everybody in that Discord server knows it. And I know it. So the way he's acting now, I just, I don't think there's too many more people that are more despicable on YouTube than him. I really don't. Except for maybe her.
Yeah, I'm still that stream and how she was just allowed to come into it, and it was supposed to be, in remembrance of someone who took their own life, and he allowed her to just come in there and make a mockery out of it. and I'm still at a loss for words, and that definitely does not happen very often with me.
It was one of the worst things I've seen this year. It's on par for the things that have gone down in 2020, but it was just, I don't know. That was unbelievably disgusting. And and he just keeps his mouth shut. You know, doesn't boot her from the stream. Doesn't say, hey, now is not a good time for your bullshit. This stream isn't about you. Doesn't do anything except let her in, let her derail it, let her change the subject, and then later on say it was supposed to be a celebration of life. You know what? Kiss my ass, dude. You're a piece of shit. You're truly a piece of shit.
Yep.
Exile says
And
she doesn't have the heart to
somebody
watch
that's
that
a
stream. Yeah, don't. Ugh.
But I don't. I
Y'all
just
hear the
um
wanted
dog
to make
snoring
that.
again? I'm sorry.
I, I wanted to make that point because I had tweeted something about it. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but it's honestly really been bothering me since it happened. Um, Out of respect for that person and their family, I'm not going to say his name on stream tonight. But um, everybody knows who it is now because Uni decided, I told you guys I would tell you, and then he went out and said his name. Like, that wasn't necessary. Um, just that whole situation
yeah, and then
was
Katie
handled
tweeted
completely
about
wrong.
it.
She tweeted it, but she did a
Katie
stream
tweeted
about it.
about it
Or
that
oh, oh, Katie
well,
tweeting about her own feelings. Yeah, yeah, that was.
no,
Then
I'm
the
talking about
next.
Katie tweeted about Snow Dog. She she
Oh,
said that I'm sorry. She
yeah,
said it. She tweeted about it and then said it in a letter that it was the Unifam. I mean, she did. I saw it. I mean, she said that they were the Unifam that she she loved them and that they had always been there for her and that they had lost somebody that they really loved
And then
and
she did
all
a
this stuff and it's
monetized
like
stream.
that person
Really?
had you blocked.
yeah.
I didn't know that she did a
I
monetized
mean,
stream on it
Oh
afterwards.
yeah, oh
Wow.
yeah. Yep,
I just
yeah.
don't watch
yep.
it like that,
I
but
mean,
wow, that's grimy.
He can.
yeah, and
He
so now
said,
she's
oh,
done those tweets this weekend that got the police called on her, which I don't know what she expected to happen. I mean, you know, she's gonna like act like put veiled threats of suicide online. She's got people that believe every single word she says, so they're definitely gonna believe that. I mean, then she's gonna get mad and say that the unmasked police came to her house. Well, I mean, like it's somebody's fault if they get the virus now. I mean, you've been to get Botox, your crooked chin implant looked at, your you were gonna have all these people come to shoot your show, your reality TV show, but that's not happening now, I guess. Corona, I guess too. All these things happen, but yet now she's worried about the police without masks because she made a veiled threat of suicide online, and now the police have been to her house. Oh, and she's worried about her neighbors. After she lied about they same neighbors said they called the cops on her about the dogs barking and the gay pride flag and said that they ruined that and gave her death threats and the cops said it was a hate crime. When literally if you look at the police report, none of that happened. And see,
yeah, and
Uni would listen to those things that happened, those little stories that he says people are trolling about, and he got her, helped her get by with them. I mean,
Yeah,
she made so
sure
much
did.
yep,
money, so many super chats on a stream, crying, saying that her neighbors had targeted her because of her pride flag. How she said her pride flag, and it was literally torn up by the wind, and it's proven because there's a video prior to that she did on Instagram that she deletes her videos on, and it showed the flag all teared up, and like that really shows what kind of a person she is. I know it's like a little thing, but for somebody to sit there and cry and just get super chat after super chat saying that it was a hate crime because they stood up for the LGBTQ community, I mean, like that takes like a shitty person to do something like that. Somebody that would use somebody's friend's death. I mean, now she's on trial on there using that against Uni. I'm sure she is. I mean, her using that and talking about suicide is, I guarantee you, because of what happened. I mean, and that person had her blocked. I'm pretty sure when I was there, they did. And so, like, who is she to even say that? She makes everything about herself the victim in every situation. And Uni was her cheerleader and white knight that ran behind her and cleaned up her messes or spun his way out of them, because that's what he's good at, is spinning and manipulation. And told her it was okay to keep doing it. Keep going, Katie. They're all just trolls. It means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you see where that got her in a $5 million lawsuit. So great job, Uni.
Yeah. That's really looking out for your friend. Really good job there, dude.
Yeah,
My dude, you get me? Yeah.
you get me,
It's
my dude.
disgusting. Provably.
No, we're not doing that. We are
As
It's
totally
I
not.
said, not long before I asked if one of the mods could
well,
talk to me about another issue I was having, and Snowdog replied for me. I can't. I don't know what that means. I thought that you were saying something different.
I just want
Um,
to reach out to the chat and tell them that I've got YouTube closed. I'm just in StreamYards right now, so I'm not ignoring anybody. I see some of your comments as they come up on the screen,
I'm
but
trying to pin
I'm
them, but they're going by pretty fast still. I didn't see any other questions. I was looking for some valid questions if there was any. I didn't see any, but if anybody has any questions, we can address those now and then we can close out.
yeah.
yeah, and Irish had asked about him, a reference to the million subs and all that. That's something. The night that this all happened, and we had the mod fallout when Katie doxed Bite Me Now. And me and four other admins were in a room, and he said that after he had, been telling us he was kicking her out, literally. And he said he was not kicking out Katie. He could not believe that people even wanted him to do that or thought about that. That it was good for his channel. That every time he talked to, that every time she mentioned his name, he got a million, or he got 2,000 subs the first time, and then 100 to 200 every other time after that, and that she was going to have a million subs, and he was going with her. He did not care. And so then the next day when we had the meeting, and he said that we had lost confidence in him, and he deleted the Katie's Joy expose file and said we had all fucked it up. Rachel said we had all fucked it up because we lost confidence and didn't trust him after all this time. That he was deleting the file. So was it that he wasn't getting rid of her and he was sticking with her to his admins that he thought had his channels back and not just were there because he just didn't, he thought the people that were in there were going to stick with him. He didn't think we would actually stop no matter what. So that's why he said that the night before, and then the next day it changed. And
Mm,
they all know it now. They
Questions.
all sit around and still lie in chats. Do what?
they do. Um, I I'm gonna answer Hellcat's question, asking if he's really done with Katie or not. That's a hedged bet for him. He can't lose. If he does this disagreement with her now, and she struck me, and of course it's a false strike, so he's going to skate right out of it. And he hangs out through this whole trial, the whole case with Toddy. It's content for him, and whether he's pro Katie or anti Katie, he can cover it. And if she's successful and she wins, which I don't think she's gonna, I'm sure that that's to his benefit because he's going to say he stayed unbiased and covered it um, just as clean as he could. If she loses, he's going to say, well, her and I had that falling out and my eyes were opened. And, now everybody sees what she was about, that she's on the wrong side of this case. He did the same thing with Kyle. He pulled, Kyle was in the wind. He brought him back, befriended him, built his reputation back up to some degree, did that GoFundMe. The whole time he should have known that service was going to stand, and so was the default. And I'm sure that he probably did in the back of his mind, but he can't lose because then he just goes on stream after the Kyle thing just fell apart, and he's like, well, he fooled all of us, and uh, I'm just as much a victim as you guys. I donated to, and how could we know? Well, you know how you could have known if you didn't watch anything from Steve's camp, and you didn't watch anything from Uni's camp or Kyle's camp, and you just looked at what was submitted to the court and read it for yourself, you could see what was going on without anybody else's spin and bullshit in there, and make your own decision, and not have to be sided. Uh, there's definitely some siding going on with all that for YouTube content. And at the end of the day, it led to people donating to a GoFundMe that they might as well have just gone into the bathroom and flushed their money down the toilet. They
They made
really could have.
funny comments though. That was good.
They did. They did. They did do that.
And my
And
thing
I
with the
don't.
Katie and Uni thing that's going on now, if you watch Katie at all, which I barely have, but that's just personal preference, um, you would know that anytime that anyone's gotten on Katie's bad side or in her bad graces, good graces, whatever, um, she tends to overreact towards that person. She tends to have full re festivals. She goes all out on her Twitter posts. I have not seen her full out freak out on Uni supposedly going against her. I've seen a couple of streams, I've seen a couple of memes. It's been extremely mild compared to what I feel she would typically do for somebody that was supposedly that close to her and that went against her. But that's my personal opinion.
I agree. I agree 1,000,000%. That he has not even gotten close to the full wrath. Well, even before, like back in November and December, when he was doing legit criticisms of her and pointing out the fact, she's getting everybody riled on IG, the mass flag on YouTube. And she was coming back with some pretty harsh, you know, retorts on Uni back then. Compared to now, she posted some inspirational hallmark looking memes on IG, and Uni got butthurt. She's talking about me. Those memes are about me. It's like, dude, no, save it. You haven't gotten the full I'm gonna strike you, I'm calling my manager on you, all that other bullshit she does to everybody else and their brother. No, no, dude, you haven't gotten that.
And on that note, I have not seen any other questions and whatnot. Um, I feel like we ended on a good note and got most of what we needed to get out there. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Um, I guess not really. Hey, everybody in the chat, thank you for being here. Just wanted to say that I haven't really talked to anybody. I see all my friends. Um, I just,
Uh,
I don't know. It's just been a long time. I just wish he would be quiet and leave us alone and like let us just deal, but live. But he can't because I don't know why. Because if he would just, I'll give him a little bit of advice to Uni. If you would just address this and say that you fucked up, you got it wrong, or something like that. The fact that you're hiding is making your comment sections look like they are. It's making the views on our last video look like it is that you're well. Anyway, that's why people are watching it because you keep lying. And then when people know when they hear the truth, and especially when they see it with their own eyes. There's only a select
Hannah,
few amount of people that you can tell not to believe their lying eyes.
look at the screen.
So yeah.
Do you want to address this one? Oh,
oh,
there's
if she
another one.
doesn't, I sure will. A Billy Graham trained super security officer. You want some? I seen the bullshit you wrote in that server after I left about me. Yeah, you know what? Just go eat some gummies. I'm not gonna address you. Just go eat some gummies and watch the uni streams and get all happy when he goes kabocha, kabocha, and just what? I actually will pray for you because I think that you're not hitting on all eight cylinders, Lisa. And that's all I have to say to you.
Oh, I almost feel bad for her.
I
You
mean,
guys.
no, I'm just talking to what me. I mean, me and Lisa have talked since this all happened because they treat Lisa like shit. Literally, they do in comments. I mean, that's how we even started talking this last time because I messaged her because I saw somebody that is a regular in Uni's chat say that they would go ask a real mod, and Uni allows this to happen. He really does, and it's sad to me. I mean, and it just, I mean, I care about you, Lisa. Like you can't, you even said at our last stream what we said was true. Like that we were right. We just didn't show proof in Discord. I'm sorry, I didn't know that we had to keep bringing the same screenshots of his own fucking Discord. Literally, what had happened just in the same place that it happened at. Like, if you were okay, so just say if you and 5 people were at the playground videotaping something, like, and y'all all saw the same thing happen, would you have to keep showing them the fucking videotape of the same thing that just happened that you all saw over and over? No, you wouldn't. Y'all all know it happened. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to explain. I mean, but I know you like Uni, Lisa. Obviously, you don't mind him lying. You just said whatever we
Yeah,
said in the last 15 minutes wasn't right. I mean, whatever that is. But this is not close to a hate stream. You want to hear a hate stream? Go listen in July to Uni's Periscope about me. He is evil in it, literally evil. And then tweeted me to go to hell. I mean, all because I literally shared a fucking meme. Like, Mr. Don't take the
yeah.
internet too seriously is literally a lol cow, and it's pathetic. And I'm sorry for the people that are even there still listening to him because all he's doing is gaslighting you and manipulating you. You're here because he told you we were going to dox him. We're not doxers. We never will be. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And he just manipulated
If
more
he's got a,
people that they're not going to watch this stream because in their mind they totally close it out.
you know what? If people
That's
want
all
to
I have to
listen to
say to
him
Lisa.
and all of his statements with no screenshots, no receipts, and take what he says for word, do it. By all means, you're his audience, and you should watch him. I encourage you to donate all your money and your firstborn to Unirock and just have a good time. Really, just
Join his
man, run with
channel,
it. Join his
paypal.me
channel,
forward
all
slash
of his,
Unirock.
yeah, yeah, and just have a good time. Everybody else that doesn't even need this stream tonight that can see his bullshit, good for you. Because I'm ashamed to admit I didn't see it for a while, and I was a paying member, and I was part of his Discord, and I did moderate for him, and I took a lot of shit for him and defended him a lot of times when people were coming with legit criticisms in chats and in other comment sections, and I was like,
Oh,
man, you
what
guys
did
just don't
I do?
understand Uni, and I
What
just
did I do? Who was also mod said that happened in Unirock's Discord. He was also a mod that I think left, or he might still have his wrench there. Um, Dodger said he was a paying member for 28 months. Sorry, mod. There's like a delay in our microphone, so we're not hearing each other like in the right time.
no problem. Whenever I do hear you, I will stop because I don't want to just talk right through. But um, yeah, my point being, you're not going to get through to everybody, and there's a lot of people that take what he says as gospel. They don't need a screenshot. They don't need a receipt. They don't need any evidence.
But
Uni said
people,
it. They believe it, and that's fine. You go do that. I support you 100% in your delusion. That's good for you.
my issue
But
with that is like people like Lisa. I could pull up the DMs that I have. I would never because I don't really. I just would never. But I mean, I could pull up our entire conversation, and while this stuff was happening, everything that we are saying. She was like, heck yeah, I don't understand why he won't tell Katie to just stop doing that or like whatever,
yeah,
And so
you know,
she agreed with every single thing that I was saying, and we were all saying at that point in time, but now we're here butt hurt and what I just don't understand that. Did you fall and hit your head? What happened?
it's those gummies. It's some really good
Oh,
gummy. Those out west gummies. Just they got us beaten east. That's all I'll say. And I'll say a little more. I I feel bad for her too because I think deep down she knows they treat her like shit, but it's like a family, and it's almost like a cult at this point. So yeah, she's gonna be in the chat, and you guys are butthurt, and you guys are this, and you guys are that. Great, you want to feel that way. But brass tacks, I might be being mean to you right now, but I do feel bad for you because at some point you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be like, damn it, he did treat me like shit, and damn it, I was pretty snotty with those ex mods, and you're gonna feel like you don't got no one, and that's a sad place to be.
Everybody in the
So
I'll
chat
still
is
be
saying to
here.
please be nice to Lisa and not to bully her or attack her. It takes balls
Yeah,
for
I don't
her
want
to talk
anybody.
here. Sometimes it
yeah,
takes a
no,
star to see
no,
through
leave.
the clouds. If everyone knew his potential of bullshit, nobody would have been in this community. We fully agree. Um, um, I don't think any of us are purposely
Yeah,
trying
we
to
do.
bash on her. I truly
No,
meant it when I said that I felt bad for her because I heard how badly they talk about her behind her back. And she's so loyal that she's still in here trying to defend the clan. But I
no, I've got
Indefensible.
DMs.
And
I've got DMs from other admins talking about, you have to let some of the things Lisa slide. You have to let some of the things Lisa does slide because she's on gummies and shit like that, or other slights on her that she doesn't even know about. And I'm not gonna put them out there because I'm just not. But you know, don't take it wrong. Yeah, I kind of
no,
you know
we've just
took
sat,
a
we've sat
shot at
out here
least.
and been talk. I love Lisa. I talked to Lisa in our thing, but she's the one that messaged me before this and said that. And I get that she likes Uni and she sees past it, but like, I mean, they've treated. I don't like how they've treated her, and she knows I don't like how they've treated her. I've told her that, but yet she's like in every stream and talks like about a lot of shit, and she just goes along with uni
Yeah.
shit, and so it's kind of hard to see when somebody do that for months and months when, like, I don't know, and that's not what I was
Well,
trying to
yeah.
do, but
Well,
that's
same. I've seen
it's
her
another
talking
thing
shit
when
for
like
months.
all these people, a lot of these, yeah, and a lot of these people like they we haven't spoken any we don't haven't fought or anything, and they've just talked and like uh, encouraged and emboldened uni's behavior in the chats, acting like it just they like it happened the way that he's saying, when they all know that it did not, absolutely, like absolutely did not happen that way. I mean, I guess that they could say the way we're saying it happened was wrong, but the thing is that she was doxxed there and uni let it happen, and their rules are that there's no personal information in there, and then Uni tries to cry like he's so surprised when it happens to Group Show. That's what happened. I mean,
Right.
but yet
Trying to act like a
you
hero,
can
like
say our
he's.
feelings about what happened, and yeah, you can say the way we felt about it was wrong. Try to invalidate all that, and that's, I guess, one thing. But screenshots don't lie; and they're all right here. I mean, and the way we felt about our experience there and what happened with Uni is our feelings, not anybody to tell us that they're wrong or right. I mean, they're our
Well,
feelings.
I'll tell you what I want to know. I'll tell you what I want to know. Where'd Lisa's wrench go? Like, why doesn't she have a wrench anymore? What could she have possibly done, as dedicated as she is, to not have that wrench? And I'm sad that she doesn't see that for what it is. Um, I think at one point I've even read comments where she wasn't in the Discord. She may not be in there now. I don't know. But as much of a ride or die as she is for uni, I don't see her being treated right. Yeah, I just took some shots, but I've been watching your comments for months, Lisa. For Christ's sake, what you want me to say? But at the end of the day, I wish you the best. Just wake the fuck up.
Yeah, hell, the thing about mod, I mean not mod, but what did I do when Katie took those screenshots of the Discord and put them in the YouTube? It was Lisa that got into it with her that day. She ended up getting into it with about six or so mods that blocked her, but that day it was Lisa, and she told Lisa that she should be, what was it? That she should be offended and all this, and Lisa knows this. She pissed Lisa off. And I'm pretty sure Lisa blocked her after that. I'm almost positive she did. I mean, so even Lisa said to Uni the other night, last Saturday, I saw in the live stream that we were right about what we said about Katie in the Discord, but we didn't ever show Uni proof. Like Again, he saw it happen in real time. We literally, like, he saw it. I mean, everybody saw it. We saw what was going on. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, on that note, we're going to close out. You guys good?
We're good.
yep,
I'm good.
we
Thank
are
you, everybody,
good.
for being here.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely. Thank you,
yeah.
everybody, for being here. Um, I definitely haven't
Thank
seen
you,
any.
Dodge, Lee, Exile.
War.
What? I don't either. I
Thank
just
you,
see
War.
everybody talking. War. Yeah. All the mods. Oh, and before I go, just so this is on record, these are all the mods that left. Lone Wolf, War, Stacy, Mod Extremist, Old Mofo, PJ, Diligent Escape, me, Glow, and War. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them. And Dodger and Sheena Living Waters have left a little bit before that. So he needs to quit pretending that it's like 2 or 3 people because it's literally 10 or 12 or more. I mean, that's just what happened.
Thank you.
Provably.
You're right.
We all can't be wrong. Yeah, provably. Provably.
Provably, my dude.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.